morning. Oh my goodness. I was watching the fan spin round and round and round. And then all of a sudden, Judge Beverly Cannoni comes back and I'm like, oh, wait, what's going on? Are we just like dismissing the jury for the day or what is that? No, that's not it. It seems like the jury, they can't come to a unanimous verdict. Oh my goodness. Dude, as like the days were going on, I was like, oh man, they must be arguing back and forth. Because there has to be some people who aren't sure whether or not Karen Reed did it. And maybe some that believe that it was a cover-up. Oh, my goodness. So they're in court right now. Hold on. I don't even have... literally just... I've been awake for a little bit, but I just rolled out of bed. Oh, my God. This is so crazy. I had a dream about this, too. So I'm going to pull up the chat really quick because I can't see the chat. And then we'll get started. I'm so sorry. But I was telling, I was streaming on Twitch for the past couple of days. I was telling my chat that I was literally having nightmares about this. I kept having different, like, you know, when I'm like anxious about something, I'll like think about it in my sleep and then, wait, why can't I get the live stream up? Oh, wait, go live. Okay. Hi everyone. How's it going? Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I have it up right now. Let's play it. Yeah, I had a dream that it was going to be a mistrial. And I started crying because I was like, oh my God, we have to go through the trial all over again with Lolly. Please, no. All right, everyone. I'm going to have it semi-sped up.
We're back on the record on 22-117, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed.
Okay. All right, so counsel, you're aware of our note from the jury. Dear Judge Cannoni, I am writing to inform you on behalf of the jury that despite our exhaustive review of the evidence and our diligent consideration of all disputed evidence, we have been unable to reach a unanimous verdict, signed by the foreperson. So I want to hear from counsel your view on whether there...
How many alternatives do they have left? Because you know what's also the issue is that it's almost going to be the weekend. Today's Friday, right? Oh God, yeah, today's Friday. I don't know if the jury wants to come back on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to come back and deliberate, especially if they feel like they can't reach a decision. And I don't know how many alternates they have left. I think they might have one or two alternate left. I wonder if people already have plans for the weekend or if they have plans for next week, 4th of July. We have 4th of July in America, so I don't know. There might be some stuff going on.
There has been due and thorough deliberation. So let's start with the Commonwealth.
Good morning, everyone.
My answer would be no, Your Honor. This simply hasn't been sufficient time yet.
And what does the defense say?
We believe that there has been sufficient.
All right, so I'll hear from both of you in more detail. Mr. Lally, I will hear you.
Your Honor, the jury received this case just earlier this week. They've had slightly shortened days, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form suggesting that they haven't conducted their due diligence in regard to their deliberative process, but I would submit that it is far, far, far too early in their deliberative process to even consider giving them any kind of Tui Rodriguez instruction or anything close to that. Furthermore, what the note doesn't really indicate affirmatively that they can't come
Lolly's like, please, no, Judge, don't make me go through this all over again.
To a conclusion. It just says that they haven't come to a conclusion through their deliberative process at this time. So they're not even asking for one, is what I would say.
All right, thank you. Ms. Giannetti, I'll hear you.
I would disagree with Mr. Lowry's characterization of the note. The word exhaustive is the word I think that's operative here. They're communicating to the court that they've exhausted all manner of compromise, all manner of persuasion, and they're at the impasse. This is a case where the jury has the legal instructions. They've only really asked one question, which was to try to get a report that they were not allowed to get. And I think the message has been received that the evidence is closed. They won't get anything more. They've been working essentially nonstop over the last 3-4 days.
Taxi! Thank you. I appreciate that.
We're approaching the weekend. They didn't come back with this at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. They're at 12 o'clock, and they have nowhere to turn. So our position is the jury should be read the Tui Rodriguez model instruction and go from there.
Okay. All right, so you all know that it is within my discretion, I decide. So a case that has been, it's a long case. This is our 4th day of deliberations, but Tuesday was a short afternoon, maybe 2.5 hours. Wednesday, they left early because of an appointment.
Oh, come on. Wednesday, they left, I think, was it an hour early? Or they might have just left on time. Because I feel like they have been getting out at 4 o'clock, so that's 4:30.
Yesterday was also shortened a little bit. And this note arrived with less than 3 hours of deliberations today. So the
Yeah.
length of the trial, the length of the deliberations, I know the case we heard from 74 witnesses. There are 657 exhibits, very complex issues in this case. I'm not prepared to find that there have been due and thorough deliberations at this point. So I'm going to send them back out. We'll bring them in and we'll do that now.
Oh, they must be so blown. I agree, though. I think they should deliberate more. But I wonder, because we're not in there, we don't know how bad it is. It could just be really bad, where they just feel like we're not going to get to a unanimous decision. I wonder, oh gosh, do you think they're arguing over the second-degree murder? I feel like if you are still deliberating about the second-degree murder, and you even haven't gotten to like the lesser charges yet, like, oh man. But like I said, next week it's 4th of July holiday. They might just want to be out of there by then. They don't have a lot of alternates left. Because I remember there was 2 alternates, but didn't... Wait, you're still here? Oh. It's a short stream anyways. I thought you already left. Oh. Wait, Steven here? Is he sleeping? I'm so loud right now. 4th of July weekend. So that's Independence Day for America. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to get the heck out of there and not come back after this. But for me, I do feel like they should deliberate a little bit more. They probably just thought they were going to be done by this week and not have to come back next week. Those are my assumptions. Jeez. Y'all have to remember, because for me, after I was done with the state, after the state rests their case, I was like, man, this ain't beyond a reasonable doubt. That's how I felt. And I think a lot of us probably felt that way too. Now, you have to remember that a lot of us had time to talk about every single part of this trial for the past 8, 9, I don't know how many weeks we're in, 34 days, okay? 8, 9 weeks. We got to sit here, we got to talk about it over and over and over again. And then I got to review my notes over and over again. I got to hit the rewind button. I got to rewatch some of the parts. So for the jury, it must be so much stuff for them to sort through. So yeah, keep talking about it, jury.
Right. So jurors, I'm in receipt of your note. I'm writing to inform you on behalf of the jury that despite our exhaustive...
Wait, why is this? Oh, okay, she's going to write them a note. Sorry, I thought she was rereading their note again.
...review of the evidence and our diligent consideration of all disputed evidence, we have been unable to reach a unanimous verdict signed by your foreperson. We all know how hard you've been working. Lunch will be arriving shortly. When it comes, I'd ask you to clear your heads, have lunch, and begin your deliberations again. Or continue your deliberations. All right? So I'm sending you back out.
Hi, Fem Camouflage. I don't know if I pronounced your name right, but hi, how are you doing today? This is crazy, so ridiculous.
Thank you. Be seated for the closed session.
All right, so the note has been marked for identification, and we'll see you all either at 3:30 or when you get a phone call.
All right.
I wonder if, you know how there were expert witnesses that were hired by the feds to testify for the defense? These weren't expert witnesses the defense hired.
You are muted.
And selected. Oh, God, we're going to watch the fan. So I wonder if there are people of the jury that didn't pick up that, like, oh, you know, that other...
Hey there, Karen Reed.
That other trial that they were having, was that like a federal investigation? I wonder if they didn't pick that part up. If they just thought like people that were just testifying for the defense were just like, you know, like maybe they were just confused. Like, oh, okay, the defense didn't hire you, so who did? Oh, okay, whatever. I don't know who. I don't know. So does that mean there are some, because I feel like those witnesses were huge to me. So are there some witnesses that just believe Trooper Paul and his theory of how John O'Keefe was hit? My hair, oh yeah, I got, you could barely see it because of the lighting, but I lighted my hair a little bit. I went to the salon yesterday. I'm wearing my pajamas underneath this right now because I was watching the fan spin and I was like, wait, they're back. They're back. After the Arca dudes, I don't know. Okay, so if we were to believe that the state has reached beyond a reasonable doubt, then there must be some people in the jury that believes. Karen says, I hit him. The I hit him for me just didn't land at the very end of all the testimonies because there were so many different variations of the I hit him and who heard it. And taking out Jen McCabe's testimony, like I had to take her testimony out, to be honest, because there's too many questions with her. Even though I thought she did good on direct examination. Cross-examination was when there was a lot of really weird things popping up with the search history, the phone, and all that stuff. Although the search history thing, I do believe the state, when they're expert witnesses, when they said that she made the search at the 6:30 a.m. mark. But there's also those calls that were really iffy to me. She had like a bunch of calls that she made to John O'Keefe, and then she said there were butt dials. Okay. That's a lot of butt dials. Also, if I remember correctly, I think Julie or Sarah, it was Julie Nagel, I think, said that she saw Jen McCabe charge her phone and then she would periodically come and like check it or like come back and like text there. So I wonder when she was charging her phone, would that have been when John O'Keefe was in front of the house? Because then how would you butt dial if you left your phone on the counter to charge? I don't know. But maybe she had it with her and then she charged it later on in the night. And then if the jury were to believe the state, what else is there? Yeah, they had to believe Trooper Paul's theory of how John was hit over the ARCA experts. Because I thought the ARCA experts, the way that they testified was exactly how I wanted the state's expert witnesses to testify. It was like, hey, we came in here with a very non-biased view and opinion of what happened. No one told us what happened. We just wanted to know if this matched up with this injury, if this would match up X, Y, and Z, and like try a bunch of different experiments. With Trooper Paul, we didn't really get that. It was just like, oh, I was told this, and then I just made sure it all lined up with what they told me. That's how I felt. With the ARCA people, it was like, okay, so we knew that there was damage to the back of his head. We know that there's a broken glass. We know there's a broken taillight. Well, what if the taillight hit the back of his head? You know, let's see if that's possible. Or what if the broken glass was thrown at the taillight? Would the damage be the same? That was the kind of testimony that I wanted to hear. Just like, let's just try out different theories and see what matches what happened the most. Not the theory that like, oh, hey, this is what happened, and I want you to X, Y, and Z and fit all this into this theory. And then when it came to, I don't know. I really wonder where the jury's at. They must, maybe they thought Lolly did a lot better than we thought. Because I know that there was DNA found on the taillight housing, but like I said, the car was parked at John's house. John was in Karen's car. She drove him around. I didn't think that was a big deal. If they found the blood DNA, then that would be different. If it was like, oh, there's blood on the car, that would have been different for me. But they didn't find any blood on the car. I don't know. And then we still have the mystery drinking glass thing, which I want to go back and re-listen to the testimony, because from everything that we've talked about in the chat, our takeaway is that the glass on the bumper, wasn't it like not a single one of those glass matched the drinking glass that they found near John, but they matched the glass on the scene? I don't know. I have to go back and listen to that. I wonder if that's something that I misunderstood or something. Hi, Spring Thunder. How are you doing today? Hello. You work very closely to this courthouse every day. You drove by to see protesters. It's nice to see people supporting Karen despite your thoughts on her guilt. She's going through some tough stuff. Give her some more grace. Sounds like there's a holdout for the verdict. I mean, they can't come to a unanimous decision. For me, I'm just like, it's not beyond a reasonable doubt, but that's because I don't believe Trooper Paul's, I don't think Trooper Paul did a good job on the stand. I think the ARCA people did way better. Also, the medical examiner that testified for the state, I mean, she said that he died of blunt force injury and hypothermia, but wasn't really able to come to a conclusion that he was hit by a car. I feel like no one came to the conclusion that he was hit by a car. Yeah, I'm going to go back and watch that testimony, because I remember it came out in cross-examination when Alan Jackson was doing the cross, and he was like, oh, but none of the glass on the bumper matched the glass that from the cocktail glass. but it matched the glass in the scene. And everyone's like, what glass did it come from? Oh gosh, the ceiling fan thing is just giving me. So every morning I wake up at 6 a.m. I put the stream up and I'm like, okay, it says jury's deliberating in, okay, they're deliberating for 10 hours. Okay, 12 hours, 18 hours. And I keep waking up to check to see if, if anything's going on. Oh boy. They'd have to believe that Karen defied physics. I think the most that I can believe is maybe the taillight scraped his arm. From then on, I don't know what happened. If he fell on his own, if something else happened afterwards, after she left. Like, that to me is just a mystery, because from all the experts that we have heard from, they've said that there's no bruising, there's no fractures. It's weird. If you're going to get hit by a car that weighs a couple thousand, no, not even a couple thousand, it's like what, 8,000, 7,000 pounds, and it's backing up to you at 24 miles an hour, you're going to see all these damage to the body. But, oh man. Oh, did you guys watch the Biden-Trump debate? I was watching I was listening to it when I was playing pickleball, but I got distracted. So didn't at some point, they were arguing about golf. I was like, what's going on right now? Why are the microphones still hot? If anyone defied physics, it's John. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so the judge has sent the jury back to continue deliberating. But, I mean, the jury, they must, oh, gosh. If I was Karen Reed, I would be really, I don't know, I'd be sweating right now. Because if I was her, I would be thinking, okay, the jury, obviously, 3 hours before being sent home for the day, they're giving us a heads up that they can't come to a unanimous decision. They probably want to just let the judge know, because, hey, the weekend's coming up, the 4th of July holiday's coming up. They probably didn't anticipate having to stay another week to come back and deliberate about this. That was the best golf dispute ever. Can't wait for us to know. Yeah. I was playing pickleball and I was like, why are they talking about golf? So I was going to re-listen to the debate, but have it playing in the background. I don't know if I can sit down and give it my full undivided attention. Oh gosh. I need breakfast. My mind is not there yet. Okay, so Taxi, thank you so much for the $2.49. I appreciate it. I mean, when we did a poll, it was, I think, 12% hung jury. If I remember correctly, it was like 75% said not guilty. And then there was like 12% hung jury. And then the rest of the percentage said guilty. That's what you guys thought. But as the day progressed, I was like, oh, man, especially with the weekend and the holiday coming up. I was like, I don't know, man. I wonder if some of the jury is just going to decide to be like, hey, I've got a conflict of something. I can't deliberate anymore, and then get an alternate in, and then maybe we run out of alternates. And oh, man. All right. So, geez. Now, I don't think they're going to come up with a verdict today. If they came out with a verdict today, that would be, to me, that would seem, I don't know. If they came out with a verdict today after 3 hours before being sent home, if they came out with a verdict 3 hours and having issues with deliberations 3 hours before being sent home, gosh, why couldn't I get that sentence out? I'm sorry, I need breakfast. I need food in my body. Then it could seem like, some of the jury just decided to rush a decision because they don't want to come back next week. Oh, geez. So I think they are going to come back next week then. I hope there's no scheduling issues. I don't know. Do you think for the defense, it's better for them to have a mistrial now and then do a retrial? Because I think that could be advantageous towards them. Because remember, there's a federal investigation that's still pending. I think it's still pending. And Lolly and the defense, they wanted to push the trial back because the trial was already pushed back. It was initially supposed to happen in February, I think. But the feds released a 3,000 page report, and the defense wanted to go through it. They wanted to have another reschedule. Lolly wanted to have a reschedule as well. And I don't know. It's weird to me that Judge Cannoni was like, no, we're just going to have the trial. But I was looking at the articles, and I don't know. What boggles me was the state said the feds report is still in line with the state's theory, minus 10% of it. But we've sat through the trial, and what's not in line with the state is some major issues like the ARCA stuff. Like Lolly's like, oh, it's only like 10% that's not in line with the state's theory. You know, we're fine. We're good. The Fed's report does nothing to us. It's like, okay, but then you find out it's actually the ARCA stuff. Like that's a huge freaking deal. Unless Lolly really thinks that Trooper Paul trumps over the ARCA people and did a much better job. I don't know. Maybe Trooper Paul does better when he doesn't testify in the stand. Maybe he was a lot more confident when he was telling Lolly his theory. But then got destroyed on the stand or something like that. I hate this trial, and I'm just watching it at home. If I was a juror, I would despise being there. Yeah, I'd be like, "What? This is such a hot mess. What a mess." But you know, at least it's not. I heard. So I didn't watch the OJ trial stuff or some of the bigger ones, but someone told me the OJ trial was what 9 months. 9 months. Like what the fuck? You imagine? And I think they had to be sequestered too, right? Or am I thinking of a different trial? Yeah, I think it was OJ. I think OJ trial, they had to be sequestered. So you have to be in court, not talking to this with anyone for 9 months, and then you're stuck in a hotel. That's like the worst. That's horrible. I would hate my life. Yeah, we're doing a collab, a corgi ceiling fan, only ceiling fan collab. If I was a journalist, I'd be asking Auntie Bev if there's some way we could convict Proctor. I don't know. I just have to wait until the federal investigation. Maybe they will complete their investigation. And then I know there's an internal investigation into Proctor as well. Actually, I was reading the timeline of things that were happening in the Boston area. And they actually had a town hall meeting about investigating the police department. I think it was like a 900 to 800 vote, and I think they voted that they wanted to have the police department to be like investigated or something like that. So, you know, this is like a huge matter in their small town. So I hope there will be some, you know, I don't know. I hope they will, after learning how many mistakes were made in this trial, even the ones that I don't feel like were corrupt, it was just like, you know, this is just bad police work. Like I hope after this, after being called out by maybe the media, people in the chat, maybe their local town, nationwide, I hope they'll decide to change a lot of things and be more meticulous, especially when it comes to detective work. Because I don't know how they were able to investigate the way they did and then go into trial and not get completely destroyed. Because I can't imagine Jackson and Yannetti be the only like lawyers coming in there for the defense that like just destroys like all these people testifying on the stand. Yannetti is, I mean, he's local to this area. I think he's from Boston. He's not Canton, but he's from Boston. So yeah. I heard Chris Albert is on the townsman something. I don't know what that is though. But oh man. Okay, guys. I gotta go wash my face. I gotta go brush my teeth. I didn't brush my teeth yet. I just literally just rolled out of bed and I was like, oh, no more fan. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll keep an eye out. Like I said, if they said that they can't come to a unanimous decision, I wouldn't expect them to have a verdict today. I expect them to come back like next week or something. Yannetti's in Middlesex. How far is that from Canton? Middlesex to Canton. Oh, you can take a train from Middlesex to Canton. Middlesex. Is that near Boston? Oh, it's looking at Middlesex. Wait, Middlesex. Middlesex in New Jersey's popping up. Canton's a perfect cartel town. Massachusetts. I wonder how Karen Reed found Yannetti. I like Yannetti. Oh, Middlesex County. Massachusetts. I'm pulling up on the map. I think I'm trying to get directions from Los Angeles. It's funny. Middlesex. Oh, Middlesex is like northwest of Boston. Oh, I see. Because I know Canton is south of Boston, I think, right? I know she searched for a DUI lawyer, but I don't know if that's how she found him. I wonder if she searched for a DUI attorney and then maybe got recommendations to Yannetti. Like, is he known for a DUI attorney? Because he's doing really well in this murder trial. Guys, the major question is still unanswered. So did they bang? Oh, I refreshed my I refreshed on some notes, and when I got to the Higgins stuff, the Higgins text message, oh my goodness. Oh. Hi, lady. How are you doing today? How's it going? Hello, hello. So just to recap, if you guys just got here, I'll never forget that one time I was on jury. I turned 18 the month prior. I was unhappy. I got a jury summons, but they didn't select me. So yes. Yes. How's everybody? I don't know. Maybe anxious. I'm anxious. So the jury came back and they let the judge know they were unable to come to a unanimous decision. I'm sure the jury wants this to be over because it's weekend. 4th of July is next week. And the judge is like, no, you guys are going to go back and deliberate some more, which I think they should deliberate some more. But, I mean, they have been, if you look at it, they have been deliberating for 4 days. And they probably thought they were going to be done by the weekend. Oh, Yannetti was ADA there? Yeah, I feel like if you're going to find someone to defend you, man, find someone that was like a former prosecutor or something. Judge needs 2 Allen charge. Allen charges also refer to dynamite, nitroglycerin, and shotgun or third-degree charges. To give jury instructions, refer to jury instructions given to a hung jury, urging them to agree on a verdict. Yannetti said something about, what did Yannetti say at the end? Did he mention Allen charge? Yannetti
So,
And 4 o'clock, they're at 12 o'clock, and they have no instructions. They've only really asked one question, which was to try to get a report that they were not allowed to get.
The jury, they wanted to get the CERT report, which is I think that's like the search and rescue team. So a couple hours after John O'Keefe was found, like a lot of hours later, the CERT team came. They're like part of search and rescue. They came around 4 to 5. I don't remember the exact time. And they did like a search of the area. I think they typically probably look for like people. I don't know if they really look for like items and evidence and stuff like that.
I think the message has been received that the evidence is closed. They won't get anything more. They've been working essentially nonstop over the last 3-4 days. We're approaching a weekend. They didn't come back with this at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. They're at 12 o'clock.
I mean, was there even a CERT report that was even made?
And they have nowhere to turn. So our position is the jury should be read the Tui Rodriguez model instruction and go from there.
okay. All right. So
she's gonna
it's
deny.
afternoon, maybe 2 hour length is in this case. So I am going to. Jurors, I'm in receipt of your note. View of an
Okay.
when you get a phone call.
Is there anything else? No, that's it. Okay. I don't know. The CERT report was not admitted into evidence. Andrew Burkhart said that juries don't get the report, which I was like, oh, I love reading reports because I like seeing it. She says that reports are hearsay and you have to rely on the people that were testifying. And, like say, for example, the people who wrote the report, you have to rely on their testimony. instead. Because yeah, they don't get reports. And I was like, oh, I like reports though. I watched a retired CSI detective today. He ripped it apart. Hi, Inside TV. What case is this? A Karen retrial. The jury's deliberating right now. They let the judge know that they can't come to a unanimous decision. Oh boy. So, yeah. I guess they won't come to a decision today. And if they did, it would seem like they were rushed to do so. We'll see what happens next week. But I don't know. I don't know if I don't know how many cases there has been when the judge has done an Allen charge, where you tell the jury, no, you have to come back with a verdict. Like, is that really a thing? I have to look up cases that has done that. Yeah, I had to look that up. I have to research it. Yeah, I mean, judge is just going to nudge them like, hey, guys, let's deliberate a little bit more and see what you guys can come to an agreement. The judge wasn't going to let them go to hung jury so easily. I need my half day, so you better decide quick. All right, well, she sent them back to deliberate. I'm sure lunch is, yeah, they're probably eating lunch right now. Oh, man. What fun. What fun. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'm going to go brush my teeth and eat some breakfast. And oh my God, go brush my hair as well. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys later. I'm going to keep an eye on the trial, or I'm going to keep an eye on this to see if they come back for the day. But other than that, thanks for popping in. I hope you guys have a good morning, great day. For those of you guys who are near my time zone, I don't know, have a good evening. I think sometimes some of you guys, it's like nighttime over there. And then for Twitch, I don't know, we might do some Elden Ring stuff later on today. Bye, Renee. Thank you. You, Renee, you pretty. Hi, Storm.